Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. From this session, we are going to discuss about another very important topic of Angular, that is custom directive. Prior to this session, we have discussed about so many other types of directive like ng style directive, ng model directive, ng class directive, right? Those were the directives related to the attribute directive, structural directives. But today we are going to talk about the custom directive. Okay. So like in this session we will talk about what is custom directive, why do we use it, and what is the syntax or structure that we are supposed to follow in order to implement this in order to create the custom directive. But before we proceed further with this session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for time being we are just mainly focusing on how to use Angular custom directives. Okay, alright, so let's get started. Firstly, what we will do, we will simply go to app.component.ts file. Here I want to show you that this is something that we are going to do not only here in the component.ts file, but also we will need one new file that is for directive. Okay, now the question comes, okay, let's go one by one. What is custom directive? So we all know that system defines directive are there. They used to we use those directive for a particular thing, right? But here, suppose in your project, if there is a requirement where you want to implement some logic in your directive, your own directive, and you want to do you want that directive perform a set of operations on your data. So in that case, the directive that we create by our own to perform some set of operation is known as custom directive. Okay, but before we proceed with custom directive, we should create the custom directive itself. The question comes, how we will create the custom directive file. So to create the custom directive, you just need to write here ng g, where ng is representing Angular, g is generate, and then we will write here directive and the name of the directive. So here I would like to give the name as make text read. So this is my directive name, and enter. So once you hit enter here, it will add two files in the program in the project. Let's see. If I enter, it will wait for a few seconds and then it will open the directive. So, you can see these two new files has been added here, where one file is spec.ts, make text read directive.spec.ts, which we will not use as of now, because this is something related to the test file that we will be using in the later go, not now. Okay, another file is the main file, which is make text read directive.ts. so this is the file where we will write the core logic of our directive, and then we will utilize it for the further process. Okay, alright, so now let's get started is the HTML part. So let's go to app.component.html. Here you can see one heading is already coming, that is Angular Directives demo by Sharmit. So after this, what we will do, we are going to implement this another heading, that is custom directive in Angular. Okay, custom directive in Angular. Now this is custom directive in Angular, and here we will add one paragraph where we will try all these things. So here I'll write welcome to the Sharmit podcast. Okay, so this is the thing that we want to implement. Alright, now what next we will do here, we will simply save this thing, and after that we will try to connect this directive with our HTML file. So if you want to access this directive in your HTML element, just simply copy this app make text read, which is a selector of the directive. Always look for a selector of the directive, and then go to your component element, and then in element just paste it like this. So what do you think, will it change the color? No, obviously not, because here we are not setting any color or something, we are just attaching this directive with the element. So let's try to run this application. ng serve --open and enter. It will wait for a few seconds, and then it will open the browser for us. So here we will wait. Okay, so now you can see we have three things. One is Angular Directives demo by Sharmit, then we have custom directive in Angular, and then we have welcome to the Sharmit podcast, which is a text. Now what next? Our requirement is to apply the red color to this particular paragraph without traditional CSS approach. That we know how to apply the color, right? But here we wanted to implement it through custom directive. So for that, what we will do, we will simply go to this make text red.directive.es. Here you can see one constructor is there, so just simply expand this constructor, and we need to import one very important thing, that is ElementRef. What this ElementRef will do, like if you take your mouse cursor here, it will show all the information, like it is a wrapper around a native element inside of view. An element is backed by a render specific element. In the browser, this is usually a DOM element. Okay, so in short, you can say that this ElementRef is mainly used to access the element of your HTML. Okay, now how we will access the element? Simply just put some variable name here, let's say E1, then colon, and then we will write here ElementRef. So once you added this ElementRef, it will automatically, now you are able to access this thing, and you can write the further logic for setting the color as per your requirement. So here what we will do now, we will simply write here E1 dot native element dot style dot color equal red. Okay, so this is the logic which we wanted to implement. Here what basically we are doing, we have created this the first step to create the directive, for which we will use the directive command, that is ng directive and the name of the directive. Once it is created, simply copy this selector and connect it with your HTML element wherever you want to add this directive impact. Once it is added, then you can define this, you can import this ElementRef, which is very important. Without this you won't be able to use it. Okay, so just simply add it, and then we have E1 colon ElementRef. Okay, so this thing is added. That means now you can refer this ElementRef with variable E1, and from this E1 we are getting the native element. Then we are going for the style, and from style we are setting the color as red. Now my question comes, is it okay, like are we able to get the color now? No, not yet. Why? Because if you refresh it, you can see there is no color. Why? Because we have created the directive, but we have not registered it with the component.ts file, and that is very important thing. Okay, so to register it, what you need to do, you can simply copy this class name from here, then go to app.component.ts file. In this TS file, we will simply write it in the import section, and after writing it here, you need to manually import it. So just simply write here import, then the name of the class from, and then single quotes, and in this single quote we will write here dot. We need to pass the path of this particular directive. Once it is added, then you will be able to use it. Okay, so just simply click on this portion, dot, then we need to put slash here, and then we will write make text. Yeah, this one. So this is the directory which we will import, and now our code is ready. So if you see the output now, you will see that the text is coming with a red color. Okay, so this is the entire process for using the custom directive. So in short, you can say that we created our own directive that helps us to apply the color. Color is just an example. Actually, like in project, you will do lots of things in the directive, but here we are just using the short example so that everyone can relate like how it is working. Okay, from the next session we will also discuss few more topic related to this only. So yeah, meanwhile, if you have any questions, suggestion or feedback, please do share your comments in the comment section. So yeah, that's all for today. See you in the next session with new topics. So thank you for watching Sharmit.